Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. My name's Joe. In this video, we will be taking a look at the game BlackHorse. This is a brand new one. It's from Tiny Battle Publishing. It is a grand tactical game set in a Third World War scenario in Germany in the 1980s. It is designed by Arrigo Velicogna, who has done some previous games for Tiny Battle as well as Ya Magazine and Lock and Load Publishing. And this one, as I said, is you can see it right here, grand tactical game. It is set in the Third World War, as you might guess by the artwork here on the cover. If we flip it over here, you get a little bit more information. It is summer 1989. The Iron Curtain is not coming down. Tensions are high. Will war return to Europe? BlackHorse is a grand tactical game of furious mechanized command in the summer of 1989. Units are companies and platoons. Hexes are 1,000 meters across. Turns are 3 hours each. Using an innovative system emphasizing friction and the importance of command and control, BlackHorse puts the player in the shoes of the commanding generals of the Soviet 79th Tanks. BlackHorse puts the player in the shoes of the commanding generals of the Soviet 79th Guards Tank Division and an array of U.S. units drawn from the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment and the 3rd Armored Division. The Cold War has turned hot. Will you be up to the task? As you can see, we've got our credits here, designed by Arrigo Velicogna. We've got development by John Stafford, game art by Jose Ramon Faura, a list of play testers, and of course produced by Mark H. Walker. And then we get a look at some of the counters and stuff. So this is Tiny Battle, so it is not as grandiose in terms of its component quality as something would be from its sister company, Flying Pig Games. But my experience with Tiny Battle has been really good. The games themselves are generally excellent. So let's take a look and see what's inside the box. Reset the shot a little bit. Take a little bit of a wider view, so we'll have room to spread this thing out. We're going to open the box. All right, so first thing we see are the counters. Looks like 3 half sheets. So we'll open this up. And a handy dandy bag to hold the counters once they're punched, should you choose to go that route. So we do have 3 sheets here. The green obviously would be the U.S. forces. And you can see the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment here. Soviets, obviously. We've got some markers. Disrupted, out of command. Snafu, which we'll learn about that in the rules, I suppose. So two-sided in most cases, as you can see. If we were to pop one out, they don't punch out like super easy, but not too difficult. So here we have a look. Here, let's do this. We have a look at our counter. This is obviously a Soviet armored unit. And I don't know what all the symbols mean yet because I haven't actually looked at the rules. I've literally just broken into the box here, so I'm going to be discovering this along with you guys. But that is what the counters look like. So you can kind of see here, the focus, unless I stick my hand under it, it doesn't want to zoom in there. All right. So let's put this to the side for now. We'll be punching this because I'm going to play this pretty soon. I'm not going to lie. We got 1 black die. We have our maps here. I'm looking for the rule book. Here's the rule book. I wanted to kind of look at the rule book. 39 pages, well, 38 pages. And we do have a table of contents that actually spills over 2 pages, so yep. 11th Armored Cavalry, the BlackHorse Regiment. 3rd Armored Division, the 5th Corps, 7th U.S. Army. in the late spring and early summer of 1988. So here you go. Here is the description of what the counter means, the different symbology on the counters. HE attack, HE range. Now, 2 seems small, but the hex sizes are I think they're 1 kilometer. Yeah, each hex is 1,000 meters across, so 1 kilometer. So 2 kilometer range here. You have HE attack, AP attack. So you have your cannon, and then your anti-tank guided missile, which has a much higher number. At least in the case of this unit. So that's obviously not a main battle tank. We got some artillery here, headquarters units, various markers, sequence of play. So it looks like we have an initiative phase, a command phase, only at the 0600 dawn turns. Orders phase, 2 players, initiative player first, alternate in conducting order segments with their formations or passing. All movement and fire occurs here. Then a recovery and cleanup phase, so pretty straightforward, kind of a typical tactical sequence of play there. We've got important concepts, your initiative phase, and you have your command and control, headquarters range, NATO cross attachment, the snafu table, okay, and BlackHorse 0 is 0, not 10. So the snafu table basically gives you a little bit of some unforeseen circumstances that those of us who have been in the military are familiar with with that type of thing that goes on. Orders and orders phase, movement, fire combat, line of sight, pretty straightforward stuff, right? Everything you'd expect. Anti-tank guided missiles, the Soviet AT-8 Cobra. One-use ATGM missiles that can be fired by T-80s. HE fire modifiers, HE fire combat. Some nice play examples here: reaction fire, combat results and rallying, assault, artillery, helicopters, airstrikes, anti-aircraft fire, recovery and cleanup. We got some Stinger missiles in here. Night turns and scenarios. There are 4 scenarios in one campaign game. Scenario 1 is an introductory scenario postulating an out-of-the-barracks sneak attack. Scenarios 2 and 3 are snippets of the campaign game. Scenario 4 is the whole campaign, covering the first few days of the 79th Guard Tank Division's attack towards Fulda, East Germany. All Soviet units in scenarios 1, 2, and 4 can only set up in East Germany. Reinforcements. So we got entry hexes for your various scenarios. Here they come. Scenario 1, Scenario 2, Steel Dawn. Scenario 3, Fix, Pivot, and Punch, which is day 3 of the battle. And then day 4, the early morning of war, the battle for Fulda. And then designer notes. So the rules run basically 30-ish, not even 30 pages. The scenarios start on 25, end on 32. Then you've got designer notes here. Several pages of that. Nice bibliography. I always appreciate when bibliographies are in, rule books. I'm a big reader and I like to read things, and it's good to know kind of the source material that was used to kind of do the research on this. Then we've got our credits here. U.S. cross attachment sheet. The NATO player may transfer up to 2 companies from one NATO formation HQ to another. use the table below to track such changes. You may photocopy this chart for your use and a few blank pages. So decent rule book. Doesn't look like it's overly complex, but there is good detail in there. So we'll take a look at the map. Move this out of the way. So here's our map, 17 by 22. Here's the top, obviously. You got your turn track across the top, day tracks, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's a 4-day battle. You have Fulda is here. Yep. Pretty straightforward. Good looking map. Nothing too fancy, but everything is pretty clear in terms of the terrain. So yeah, that works for me. Now what else do we have in the box here? Formation status cards, single-sided. So you got your Soviets and you've got your US. Here, various units, command track. Same thing over here, regiment boxes. Okay, and then we've got one player aid or two, well, one for each side. They are double-sided. So you've got your BlackHorse tables, and then you've got your CRT, airstrike generation with various types. Looks like 0 through 3 on the NATO side, you get the Warthog. On 4 through 9, you get the Falcon. Warsaw Pact has 3 different types, a couple of Sukhoi variants, and the MiG-27. And here's the snafu table. So any, I guess, is no effect, and then you have different conditions. Obviously, the more stressed your unit is, I'm assuming, the more likely things are going to, get snafu'd. And we all know what that acronym stands for. Yeah, so like here you get a you get a whole lot of bad stuff in this table, and then it progressively gets a little bit more unlikely that something bad will happen. DRMs, if your headquarters is disrupted, you get a +2. If you're lightly engaged, +1, heavily engaged, +2. So there you have it. That is the first look at the game BlackHorse. This, again, is brand new from Tiny Battle. And, I have a feeling this is going to be a lot of fun. I am definitely a fan of alternate history, Third World War type stuff. Obviously, if you watch the channel, you know that I just recently did something on The Long Road, which is in the same vein, although Mark being Mark, he kind of branched off and did some supernatural stuff in there as well, which I think is fun, but maybe isn't everybody's cup of coffee or cup of tea, depending on your preference for your hot beverage. But here you go. This is it. BlackHorse, a grand tactical game by Arrigo Velicogna, or Kona. Sorry again, I hope I'm not butchering his name too badly. Looking forward to playing this. You can expect a playthrough video for this in the very, very near future. Because I'm going to punch this out right now, probably, to be honest, as soon as I finish doing this video. So look forward to, or look to see that in the not too distant future. For now, that's going to do it. As always, if you have questions or comments, feel free. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, etc. Help support my channel. I do definitely appreciate it when people do that. And yeah, that's going to do it. My name's Joe. This is Hexed Encountered. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.